Good morning and welcome to Treetops Raceway Park, home of the crossover. Along with our friends Bay City Diecast Racing, Tiny Track Cars, and Funkhouser Diecast Racing League, we'd like to present the National Super Truck Series Non-Qualifier Tournament. Today we'll be running Group 1 or Heat 1. Now let's go down to the track. Cousin Ricky is still on site selling his moonshine. There's today's group. Getting ready to take the track. I'd like to thank all those that sent trucks in for this tournament. Here are the top 10 track times currently. So to get on the board, you've got to be a 9.356 or faster. And now for driver introductions. Truck number 7 will be Craigster Sr. in a Hot Nuts Diecast. He's in a Hot Wheels Draftinator at 52.4 grams. Next is number 84, Ra Sun God from Ra Sun God Racing. He's also in a Draftinator at 49.5 grams. Then we have truck number 27, which is Giorgio from G-Force Racing in a Hot Wheels Circle Trucker at 46.3 grams. Next we have truck number 89. It's Big Poppy from Big Poppy Racing in a Hot Wheels 96 Chevy 1500 at 45.1 grams. Then we have truck 33, which is Dreddy from Mini Mafia Motors in a Hot Wheels Draftinator at 51.9 grams. And lastly, we have truck 65, King Jester from King Jester Racing in a Hot Wheels Draftinator at 33 grams. And now let's take him to the top of the hill for Heat 1, Lap 1. You've got Ra Sun God and Craigster Sr. in the front row. They're off. Looks like Ra Sun God. No, Craigster Sr. is going to pull the whole shot, followed by Giorgio, then Ra Sun God. We have a nice little crash there, and Big Poppy gets by Giorgio. Craigster Sr. is going to lead them into the final turn. Coming down the second to last straight pretty slow there. Here comes Craigster Sr., and he will come in for the win. Second place is Giorgio, and yes, he does make it. Then Big Poppy, and then Dreddy. And we have a DNF for Ra Sun God and King Jester. Let's look at this replay. It looked like Ra Sun God gets into the back of Giorgio. Right there you see Dreddy is in the air fully, riding the rail. Big Poppy gets by Giorgio. Dreddy's trying to go off the track again. He gets back on the track. Big Poppy gets sideways right there. And you can just barely see Giorgio gets around going into that turn. I think King Jester's just a little light for this track. Right there you saw Giorgio get up on the rail again. There is Ra Sun God up on the rail. And Dreddy gets by Ra Sun God right there. I missed that on the first. You've got Giorgio up on the wall who comes down and gets a tap from Big Poppy. And then Big Poppy gets a tap from Dreddy. A 9.936 for Craigster Sr. So Craigster Sr. leads off with 7. Giorgio gets 5, Big Poppy 4, Dreddy 3, and 0s for Ra Sun God and King Jester. Now let's go into lap 2. They rotate clockwise, so Craigster Sr.'s on the inside pole, and Giorgio's on the outside. They're off. And Crexter Sr. looks to have the whole shot again. He does. Followed by Giorgio, then Andretti. Big Papi's trying to push. Giorgio got sideways there. Oh, no, we've got some slow-moving trucks. They're not going to have enough speed to get around, and there they go. So Crexter Sr. leads them into the final turn, and he comes in, and he will take the win. And we have a quintuple DNF. That all started up in the turn, and Giorgio got sideways and slowed everybody down. Right there, Giorgio got up on two wheels. He got up on the rail here. Big Papi's trying to get through. He pushes him down off the rail, but gets sideways with Andretti. Crexter just takes off. And they're slowly rolling down the track. They just cannot get enough momentum to get into this turn and get through it. Luckily, nobody was hurt in that crash. A 10.135 for Crexter Sr., and he is the only one that finished. So that takes Crexter Sr. to 14. Second place is Giorgio with 5, Big Papi with 4, Andretti with 3, and Ross Sungod and King Jester are still yet to get on the board. Now let's move into lap 3. You have Giorgio and Andretti on the front row. And they're off. It looks like Giorgio gets the whole shot, followed by Andretti, then Crexter Sr. Crexter Sr. gets sideways. Crexter Sr. gets by Andretti. So does Ross Sungod. Giorgio's going to lead them down. Crexter Sr. gets pushed off the track. Giorgio coming for the win, followed by Andretti, and then Ross Sungod. Big Papi is going to stall out along with King Jester in the final turn. We have a triple DNF. You see Big Papi there. You see King Jester in the turn by the helicopter. And right there you see Crexter Sr. behind the moonshine sign. Right here you see Ross Sungod gets into Crexter Sr. And then Crexter gets into Andretti. He thinks he's going to get the pass, and he does, along with Ross Sungod. And Andretti's driving in reverse. Here comes Big Papi. He gives Andretti a push. Giorgio has a nice run, and then Crexter gets a real nice run on the inside of him, and he just cuts him off and pushes him right off the track. And then Ross Sungod gets into it with Giorgio, and then Andretti comes in and gives Giorgio a bump to get both of them by Ross Sungod. So Giorgio, Andretti, and then Ross Sungod are the 3 finishers with 3 DNFs. $11.482. So with that, Giorgio scores 7 points, which moves him to 12 and up into second place. Andretti gets the 5, and Ross Sungod gets the 4. Now for lap 4. You have Andretti and King Jester in the front row. King Jester has yet to put points on the board. Let's see if he can get one this. And they're off. Looks like Andretti's going to pull the whole shot. He does. And Giorgio comes with him. Giorgio's in second. Crexter Sr. gets by too. Crexter Sr. and Giorgio get into it. And King Jester gives Crexter a punch right off the track. As Andretti comes in for the win, followed by Giorgio. Right there you see Crexter Sr. come into the back and moved a food truck. Luckily, nobody was hurt there either. King Gesture is in the final turn again. Big Papi and Ra Sun God stalled out up next to the police car. Right here you see Giorgio tries to get by Dreddy. He does get by King Gesture. You see Crexter Sr. get by Jester. You see Ra Sun God and Big Papi are back there fighting it out. And that's where they stalled out. Crexter gets a nice run coming out of that corner. Gets on the inside of Giorgio. And then King Jester just comes down and punches him in the rear, which pushes him right off the track, right down the grass hill, right into the back of the food trucks. And then you see Dreddy come into the final turn. Right there you can see, again, Crexter Sr. getting knocked off the track at a different angle. And Dreddy will take the win. And slowly, here comes Giorgio for second. An 11.055 was that lap time. Now Giorgio moves into the lead with 17 points, followed by Dreddy with 15, Crexter Sr. with 14, and then Ra Sun God and Big Papi are tied at 4. And now lap 5. Trucks rotate again. Now you have King Gesture and Big Papi on the front row. And they're off. Looks like Big Papi is going to pull the whole shot. He does. Followed by Ra Sun God, who gets by Big Papi. Crexter Sr. gets by Big Papi. Ra Sun God is going to lead them down. Oh, Big Papi gets sideways and stalls out. They all do get going again and get down the hill. They will all head into the final turn. Looks like Ra Sun God, then Crexter Sr. And Big Papi runs into Dreddy. Dreddy hits King Gesture. And they do not finish. Another quadruple DNF. There's Big Papi. I did not even see Giorgio come off of the track. And King Gesture and Dreddy are stalled out in the straightaway, the final straight. Right there you see Ra Sun God gets on the inside of Big Papi. Crexter gives him a tap, which helps propel him a little bit faster. And then Crexter Sr. gets by, and then, oh, right there you see Giorgio was running the rail. I don't know if he fell off then. But Ra Sun God leads them down into the final turn. Big Papi did get hit by King Gesture and Dreddy to get going again, but none of them had enough momentum to make it to the finish line by that point. And here you see Ra Sun God comes in, Crexter Sr. comes in, and then everybody else just slows down, trying to block each other. And Big Papi comes in and hits Dreddy, which knocks him off the track. And King Gesture is so close to the finish line and still does not have a finish. A 10.494 for Ra Sun God. So Ra Sun God gets the win. Right now, Crexter Sr.'s with 19, Giorgio with 17, Ra Sun God with 11, and Dreddy has 15. Let's go into lap 6. We have Big Papi and Ra Sun God on the front row. They're off. And it looks like Ra Sun God's going to pull the whole shot, followed by Crexter Sr. then Giorgio, then Big Papi. Big Papi tries to get by the outside. Oh, Giorgio gets stuck on the wall. Big Papi does get by. Ra Sun God will lead them into the final curve. It looks like we've got a quadruple DNF up in the turn by the fire truck. And right here you see Ra Sun God followed by Craigster Sr. And Ra Sun God will take the win. Craigster Sr. will take second. And we do have a quadruple DNF. King Jester did not finish a single lap. Right here you saw Giorgio cut off Big Papi, and then you see Craigster Sr. and Ra Sun God get into it, and Craigster Sr. gets spun around backwards. And right there you see Giorgio was up on the rail, on the wall. He does come down on his own after Big Papi gets by. Ra Sun God's checking out, but it looks like Big Papi got sideways and got hit by Giorgio to straighten him back out, but it knocked him off the track and just slowed everybody else down enough where they could not get around the turn. Right there you see Ra Sun God comes down and blocks Craigster Sr. as Craigster had a nice run coming out of the final turn. 11.908 was that lap time. So now let's see how this shakes out. Craigster Sr. with 24, Ra Sun God with 18, Giorgio with 17, Dreddy with 15, Big Papi with 4, and King Jester with 0. So Craigster Sr., Ra Sun God, and Giorgio will be moving on. I'd like to thank King Jester, Big Papi, and Dreddy for sending trucks in for this tournament. I hope to see you guys again at a future tournament. This tournament has been a fun tournament to put on, especially with the qualifying. Please like this video if you like the content. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. And as always, thanks for watching.